Taylor severing ties with his campaign consultant, his campaign manager, and now a special prosecutor has been assigned to investigate ballot fraud allegations. In a piece in the Richmond Times-Dispatch by my good friend Patrick Wilson, Taylor said yesterday that he had severed ties with his campaign consultant after he learned about allegations of forged signatures in petitions gathered by his campaign staff for an independent candidate, not for Taylor. Taylor was already on the ballot based on a primary where he defeated Mary Jones. Also on Tuesday, a special prosecutor was assigned to investigate petitions gathered by Scott Taylor's paid staff to help get independent candidate Sean Brown on the November ballot. Taylor put a statement out. He said, "My campaign has a zero-tolerance policy for inappropriate activities." He said, "Recently we became aware of the inconsistencies in a voter petition process along with everyone else. Previously, our team terminated their relationship with their campaign manager for separate issues. However, current knowledge underscores that decision and prompted me to sever ties with my campaign consultant." Taylor's statement did not identify the campaign manager or the consultant. Of course, I knew who both of them are, and I'll let Taylor give the names. I'm not going to do it on the radio. Or you can look it up. Just look under his disclosures. It's right there. But Taylor doesn't want to give it in a statement. I'm not going to give it. I'll let him do it. It's his deal. But I am going to comment on the shenanigans that went on. Now, the announcement of a special prosecutor came as additional people, get this, came forward and said that their names appeared on petitions they never signed. Right? So that would be like you're in a district and your name appears on a petition for a candidate and you never signed it. Somebody signed your name. They knew you were a voter. They went to the rolls. They knew your address because it's all public, but you never signed it. Now, at least 4 people who had been paid by the Taylor campaign for their work also helped gather signatures for former Democratic candidate Sean Brown to get on the November ballot for a congressional seat. Now, the idea was, look, Sean Brown thought she was screwed by the establishment in the Democratic Party of Virginia. She was the candidate that ran against Taylor in 2016, and I forget her vote percentage, 38% maybe, and she ran a pretty good campaign. I've had her on my show at least twice, maybe 3 times. She ran, a vigorous campaign, got no money, got beat. She wanted to run again in the new climate, and she got rejected. The powers that be in the Democratic Party didn't want her, and she felt that their nominating process screwed her. So because she was screwed and it was not a primary or a convention, so to speak, that she entered so she could be part of the spoilers thing, she decides to run as an independent. Brown has complained that the Democratic leaders in Washington and Richmond unfairly favored the eventual nominee, Elaine Luria, as the party's nominee before voters could decide in a primary. Brown is also facing federal fraud charges in a matter that has nothing to do with her campaign, and I don't know the details of that. I've not followed it. Now, this is the thing. There's nothing illegal about what Taylor did. So if he wants to pay his people and let his people volunteer for somebody else to get signatures, that's well within his purview. That's his business. They can pay anybody to do anything. And if they want to pay people to have them work for the opposition, they can do that too. No law against it. Didn't do anything wrong. Anybody can get signatures, pay or free, volunteer or not. So, however, allegations started to bubble up over the weekend that the petitions that Taylor's people helped get Sean Brown on the ballot, ostensibly as an independent and a Democrat to help siphon votes away from Elaine Luria and help Taylor win, they started to bubble up and people saying that they never signed it. And this was broke by WHRO Public Radio in Southeast Virginia, in the Norfolk area, in Williamsburg. So these allegations started to come up, and one of the signatures included a voter who had moved out of state in 2013 and another voter who was dead. So Virginia Commonwealth's attorney Colin Stolley asked the judge on Tuesday to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate this, saying this office is so situated with respect to potential witnesses in this matter as to render it improper for this office to make any potential charging decisions or to prosecute. Therefore, I'm recusing myself and appointing a special prosecutor, or recommending that. Circuit Judge Glenn Croshaw then appointed Roanoke Commonwealth's attorney Donald Caldwell as a special prosecutor. Now, Caldwell's been on my show numerous times when he ran for state senate as an independent back in the day. You know, everybody comes on my show, right? I mean, the people that have come on years ago and now they're in positions of power, it's like, oh, yeah, you've been on my show. Oh, yeah, Jen, I remember that. See, because I reach out to everybody. It puts me in a very unique position. It's great that I can talk to people, isn't it? Anyway, Don's been on my show 3 times. Years ago, when he ran as an independent for state senate, I think that was his position that he ran for. Numerous Republicans signed the petitions for Brown's ballot access, including Delegate Glenn Davis, who ran for lieutenant governor. Again, there's nothing wrong with this. Anybody that comes up to me and says, would you sign this petition for my candidate to get on the ballot? And it's in my town, city, district, state. I sign it. I want ballot access. I've signed it for Democrats. I've signed it for Republicans. I've signed it for Republicans in primaries I don't support. I signed it for John Kasich. And though I was Trump chairman, because, look, I don't want to deny anybody access to the ballot. I think if you come to me and ask for my signature and you want to run and get on the ballot, I will sign it. That's just me. So there's nothing wrong with Glenn Davis signing this or anybody signing it, regardless of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or independent or whatnot. So I have no problem with signing it. I have no problem with Taylor's paid people helping them gather the petitions to get on the ballot. That's just good politics. I have no problem with that. They can spend their time and money doing whatever they please. It's a free country, and it's not illegal. It's a little Machiavellian. It's a little different, but not illegal. And politically, probably smart. It's cute. I mean, I wouldn't do it. See, I wouldn't do it. Like, I would instruct my staff to do that because, I don't do cute stuff. Maybe that's because I could never win. But I would be like, no, let her get her own signatures, and we're going to win whether she's on the ballot or not. But she needs to get her own signatures. We need to spend that time getting our voters out, getting our message out. I don't want to spend time putting other people on a ballot because that's just too cute to me. So I wouldn't do it, but but it's not against the law, and I'm not criticizing the decision to do it. What I am criticizing is the fact that then some of these Republicans that want Taylor cheated and were putting names on the petitions that didn't exist, died, moved out, and things like that. That's cheating. And never cheat, because it always comes back to bite you in the butt. Big. Take a big chunk out of your butt and spit it out. It's not good. It always backfires. Lying, cheating, all that stuff backfires. Now, if you make a mistake, that's fine, but don't cheat. Right? It's like the people that, get paid to gather signatures and they falsify the records. I mean, why would you do that? You can't get the signatures. You can't get the signatures. You can't get them in on time. You can't get them in on time. Then you're not on the ballot. Work harder, work smarter, or do something, but don't cheat. And it seemed like there was some cheating going on, so Scott Taylor's got some splaining to do. Because it's your campaign, Scott. You can't be hiding here and not talking to media. And I'm a Scott Taylor supporter. But you got to come out and get in front of this, and you've got to address it And just because you fired people, that's not enough. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me what you were thinking here. Because it's a stain. And I'd rather get back to the issues, and I know you would do that too, but you got to make a statement. And I got a text here from George. Yes, I signed Kasich's petition to get on the ballot in Virginia. As Trump chairman, I sat there and they asked me to sign it. I said, of course I'll sign it. If you want to get on the ballot, I will sign it if it's legitimate in the 4th district where I live. Absolutely. I will absolutely sign it because I believe in ballot access. And in Virginia, it's very difficult to get on the ballot. And I believe in ballot access for anybody in any party running for whatever. I also signed one for the Green Party. I didn't even know who the candidate was. I didn't care. You want to get on the ballot? Go for it. Right? Now, I wouldn't sign for the Communist Party USA. I'm not going to do that. But, independent or just a regular person, what the heck? I'll sign it. And, I think John Kasich, never Trumper. As far as I'm concerned, he can go straight to Hades. But, I'll still sign a stupid thing because I think bigger than this. But Scotty Taylor's got some splaining to do here. I mean, he's got to come out and say what he was thinking and how this happened. And, you fired the consultant. Okay, well, who did this? I think there's got to be a little more. And look, Corey, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Just got a text here from Corey in Danville who says, yeah, well, the Democrats paid to get Robert Sarvis on the ballot. Yeah, I didn't like that. See, again, I wouldn't do it, and I had Sarvis on my show a bunch of times, and then when I found out the Democrats paid to get him on the ballot, I didn't want to have him on again. It doesn't mean it's illegal, just it's icky. And I don't think Taylor should have done it, but it's not illegal, and I get it. But I think whenever you try to be cute now for the Democrats, getting Sarvis on the ballot made Terry McAuliffe governor, because you take Sarvis out of there, Cuccinelli gets elected. I mean, think about that. Cuccinelli, of all people, gets elected governor because people thought McAuliffe was as bad. Green tech and all that stuff. Now, McAuliffe turned out to be a pretty darn good governor. But not illegal. Just creepy and squirrely. And I know winning is winning, but you can only win ugly so many. I tell you what, I know I give you these examples about basketball, but as a high school basketball coach at that level of my day, it teaches you so much about life. It really does. I mean, winning ugly is okay once in a while. You might steal a game, but it is going to bite you in the butt if you're not doing the right things, right? I mean, I remember a game my team was in a first game of a tournament. We played like crap. Just like crap. Didn't execute squat. And we hit 23 threes and win the game. They go into the next round all pumped. I went back to that game film and I said to myself, you know what? I got like 3 days here. If I don't change all this crap that went on, we're not going to, the next round, I'm not going to hit 23 threes, okay? The defense is going to be better. The closeouts are going to be better. And if we play that way and we don't get the double team down, we don't get the trap down, we don't get the jump trap down, we miss our breakaway layups, we overthrow the ball in the fast break, we don't get down there, we don't get the transition in on time, we're going to get a butt kick because you don't make 23 threes every game. It just doesn't happen. It's a fluke. So all these things you remember. Winning ugly, it's good, maybe once, but it's going to come and haunt you. And that's why I thought the Taylor thing was like cute. Like, and I don't mean that in a good looking cute, like my cat Sammy is cute. I mean, it's like you try to be cute. Sean Brown, let her get her own signature, Scott. So that, first of all, I wouldn't have done it. It's not illegal. I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't have done it. I'd rather be spending time on my own campaign. But now you got this issue where you got these fraudulent signatures coming from your own people to get her on the ballot. That's bad. And so you got to hear from the candidate here. And you can say, yeah, it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal. Just like Chris Collins this is all big deal. I mean, you're running for Congress. And, Taylor was going to win this race. See, that's the thing. You are going to win. Play your game and win. Don't start changing tactics in the third quarter because you got a lead. Play your game. You played your game in the primary. Scott Taylor did against Mary Jones, who's a gadfly, and you crushed her. Right? You got what? 70%. You played your game. Play your game. You're going to beat Luria. Play your game. Now you want to get people on the back. And then you got these fraudulent signatures. And, these are not going away. And I thought that Weldon, who's my good friend, that's my disclaimer. I love Scott. I love his family. He's my friend. They need to explain this. Ann B. Calantis, an 81-year-old Virginia Beach resident, said her name appeared on one of the pages. The address listed was correct, but the spelling of her first name was off. They put an E by it. Means she didn't sign. And she said she didn't sign it. She's like, wow, somebody forged my name. It's kind of icky. Taylor, in a statement, said his staff would cooperate with the investigation. And he said, this will not at all affect my ability to run for office in the efficient, effective, and impactful way we have seen. Well, Scott, getting signatures and having them falsified is not what I would call efficient, effective, or impactful. Maybe I don't know what those words mean, but having your staff get signatures and then they're falsified by somebody is not efficient, effective, or impactful. It's inefficient, terribly ineffective, creepy, and not impactful in a bad way. So I call on Scott Taylor to come out, address this, make a statement, tell us what happened. And anybody that did this needs to get fired, and it can't even be like a maybe fire. It's like, you can't be falsifying documents. I mean, you can't do this. You want to get a signature, get a signature. You can't get the signature, you can't get the signature. I have no problem getting the signature. I have a problem with putting names on there that don't exist, died, moved away, or didn't sign the name. That's not cool. Now, maybe Sean Brown did that. We don't know who did this. But Taylor needs to get to the bottom of it. And we haven't heard from Sean Brown either. Like, you also had people getting signatures. Were those, who got these? That might have been her people. Taylor might have had nothing to do with this. We don't know that. We don't know who put those falsified signatures on. But I don't think we've heard enough from Scott Taylor, and I think making a written statement is not the way to go. I think, Scott, you know how to handle the media. You just got to tell the truth. And then those that are accountable, they need to be a consequence for this. But at the end of the day, it's squirrely. I wouldn't do it. And I don't think he had to do it. And I think if he just ran his campaign the way he ran his primary campaign, Scott Taylor wins. Now he's got to spend time explaining this, and Elaine Luria has every right to push it until Taylor deals with it.